going on, you guys? Your boy Lone Wolf, and welcome back to another video. We're doing we've got a whole new series, a new reaction of a series, Shenmue. And if y'all don't know, I'm a big Shenmue fan. I played part 1, 2, and 3, beat them all, and now we are going to do another episode review series about Shenmue. The first episode just dropped today, and I have to say I have a lot to say about it. I really was definitely looking forward to see how they do with the anime, and I'm very kind of happy that they are bringing out the anime, so that way, because it brings more attention for the fan base and grows more audience for a potential Shenmue 4. All right, but without further ado, if y'all like these type of videos, make sure I like, comment, subscribe, hit bell notification, and without further ado, cue the intro.
Strictly for the gamers. Yeah, man, we're good. Strictly for the gamers. Strictly for the gamers. Strictly for the gamers. Strictly for the gamers.
Alright, so I just seen the first episode of Shenmue, and I have to say, man, it was good. Definitely good. Very good start. I was really kind of surprised that they started out from Shenmue 3 when Ryo and Shinwa actually pretty much in the cave looking at the two mirrors of the Phoenix mirror and the Dragon mirror, and it was like, okay, I mean, it makes sense because now that Shenmue 3 came out, they have the resource material to actually perform the story for what it is and add a little extra onto it, and they did add some little extra. One thing's for sure, what I was expecting, that I thought maybe they would have got a little bit more in depth into the story, the relationship with Ryo Hazuki's father, Iowa Hazuki, and also Ryo as their childhood. I mean, they went a little bit into it, but I was expecting like a little more of it, but I get it. You don't want to spoil even further because that's only digging more into Iowa's past, which in the game they have not fully got in depth with that one. Because one thing's for sure, if y'all played the Shenmue games, y'all know that Iowa what had killed his friend, who is Lan Di's father, Zhao Sungming. So that's the reason why Lan Di killed Iowa. It was for revenge, but there's more. But we find out that there's more to the story, which has not been confirmed yet. So in the anime, they pretty much started out from the, like I said in the prologue, in Shenmue 3 when Shinwa and Ryo is in the cave, and then they went back to the past in Yoshihaka, Japan, where we see Ryo is getting ready for his martial arts tournament, so that way he could go into a good university school. And then you see Achichi and also Iowa as they were wishing, and Ine-san and Folk-san, and you actually see that they're all wishing Ryo good luck into his match, and Iowa is the only one who says that, oh, you're still lacking, you still need more training. And it was like, okay. Ryo, he was like, man, I still don't understand what you mean of your advice. Ryo. One thing I have to say with the character Ryo, compared to the games, because you're so used to seeing Ryo with such a bland face and everything, like you're not here and just but now we get to see in the anime, we can actually see a lot more feeling, a lot more emotions in it. Like you can see Ryo just being this sort of stoic and morale kid. He's not, you can see pretty much it's just coming off like he's not, like, say for instance, just as naive as you can see in the games. So they pretty much I can see the direction that we're going at this. So we actually get to see Lan D, which that was one of the scenes that I was waiting to see. I was waiting to see how they did with him, and I have to say the Japanese voice actor of Lan D sounds pretty beast, yo. It fits a lot. They gotta do the villains really beast, And they show the fight between Iowa and Lan D, and then of course you see Ryo. Before all that, we see Ryo come. Pretty much, he's about to start his training. He already won the tournament, of course, with the guy with just one punch, which obviously we already know that was gonna happen. And with that being said, he gets back home just like in the video game. He sees Ine-san is pretty much injured on the floor, and then you see Fuxan just gets thrown out the dojo. And then, he gets and he sees Lan D, and that's when the Lan D and Iowa fight begins. And then, as you can see, the same narration, Lan D is looking for the mirror. And, boy, I have to say, man, like, the fight was, to me, compared to the video games and the anime, of course, it's anime, so anime, they got over dramatize every damn fight scene, with the hits and all that other stuff. But I have to say the games with the video game and the intro in Shenmue 1, the fight between Lan D and Iowa was a lot more better, because it's a lot more badass, because you see Lan D he just puts no effort in trying to fight against Iowa. It's like, golly. You just take one kick, one spin kick, boom. I'm like, woof. And then when Ryo saw that, he was like, he just runs at him, and then Lan D just pretty much just goes in with a palm strike. But in the anime, you see Lan D does a thrust strike and then a palm strike. So, and pretty much shows you that how he got the little bandage and the little scar on his cheek and stuff like that. Which it's not. It was like, okay, they made it seem like that's how he got it, but pretty much, I believe he's always had that bandage ever since the game, And then as of course Lan D pretty much threatens to kill Iowa's son, tell him what the mirror is, and so on and so forth. And then pretty much he finally tells Lan D where is the mirror, of course, as he was about to kill Ryo. And then, how he was choking him, he just throws him on the ground, and then he tells him that, do you know a man named Xiao Song Ming? And he was like, he's the man that you killed. And basically it gives you a little hint of what was going on, why this is happening. And it's just like, there you go, like he was like, oh, so that's who you is. And then he comes in, and he's like, and then comes up, ducks, he's like, boom, kills him with the flying swallow attack technique, which that's what they were calling it. And he gets the mirror and just walks away, and then that's when the whole journey begins with Ryo, as you witness his own father's death. Now, it was not bad. The fight was good. I just like the video game the comparison. I like the game's fight scene between Iowa and Lan D, because it was like I said, Lan D was like doing like it was more effortless, so effortless. In the anime, of course, it's anime. They gotta make it so over dramatic and stuff like that. It's like no complaints there, but it was like it still got me like, oh snap, okay, and yeah, and we get to see Nozomi, and we get to see our boy Tom as well. Let's not forget about our supporting characters. We get to see Tom at the hot dog stand. That is just crazy. I was like, oh, it's good to see Tom again. And then you see, Nozomi. And Nozomi, like, every time I look at you see her, she's like, look like she really just wants to, like, damn, I really want to screw this guy. she really has like because Nozomi always had a deep crush for Ryo, but in this anime, they made it like really so clear. And so clear that damn, I really want to screw this guy. But gotta play that little shy Japanese schoolgirl and stuff like that. And I like the fact that they added the whole kid, Ryo saving the kid, and and Nozomi scene, because that was a scene that if y'all did not play the original Dreamcast, they didn't really show that part, but they didn't really show that scene in the when Shenmue first came out, and then when it was re-released, I believe it was like another version of Shenmue that they actually showed that scene, But if you got like if you get the original one, they really kind of cut that part out because they just jumped right into the scene where he just runs and tries and sees his home and then Landy kills his father. That's how I remembered it when I was a kid. But yeah, I like that they added that scene. They added a little bit more emotion, of course, a lot more in feelings of it, So I mean, of course, they got it. They have to do that, Yeah. So so we get to see that, and I like the fact that it was kind of funny that we get to see Chai so soon, Like Chai comes in at the dojo attacking Ryo, at the fight between Ryo and Chai, because we don't see Chai till like you get to the arcade scene and everything in the game. So they kind of changed that narrative, which kind of makes a lot more, and it makes a lot more sense that they did it that way, because he's like, all right, I'm trying to figure out who killed how my father died, and you start to see like in comparison between how Ryo his reaction between his father's death and between the anime and the game, because in the game he was right off was like, of course he was grieving, but then again right off the bat he's ready to get revenge for his father. In the anime he's basically like contemplating, damn, how am I going to do this? Like, the guy's too much for me. In the game he didn't care if Landy was too much for him. He just know that he wanted to kill this bastard. Like, yo, you killed my father. So I kind of liked how they did that, because it was a little bit more realistic. It's not. It gets down to the fact of the level of it, and I like the fact that that Ryo starts thinking about what his father's teachings. That, okay, I can see why I'm not. He says that I'm lacking. It's pretty much this that my opponent may be stronger than me, but I gotta scrutinize his movements, and then that's when he actually defeated Chai. And it showed a little bit more interaction between Ine-san and Folk-san, and they were worried about him and stuff like that. And they pretty much was like getting into the feeling of it. And then at first it was like, okay, we should let the cops handle this, but then when you find out that in Achichi, the Chinese restaurant, that when Achichi overheard Ryo about Landy, Achichi automatically knows who Landy is, which in the game no one knows anything about Landy. That's the thing. It was like, Landy, okay, he was part of the Chinese mafia. You don't know who Landy truly is, that he works for the Chiyo Men until like I'm thinking a little bit, almost halfway through the game, So it starts to like go to it, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the pier, and actually when Ryo meets the sailors and all that other stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, and also Guangzhong and his father in the pier, and the fight with him fighting against 50 men to save Nozomi and stuff like that. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this anime goes really forward. Really good beginning, and pretty much it ends at the point where Shenhua pretty much repeats the prologue and the prophecy, between her destiny between her and Ryo. So they actually show him Shenhua while she's in Bailu village in China, and you see Ryo in Japan. So you basically getting straight into the whole destiny thing, where in Shenmue 1 they didn't really get too deep into the prophecy, but like I said, like with the anime, with the series, Shenmue series, right, it has Shenmue 1, 2, and 3. They have the resource material to actually continue to actually talk about. So they really sat down and talk about it. So because they have the resource material to go to actually connect the story. So by having Shenmue 1, 2, and 3, they could pretty much connect it and make it into, all right, we could make it into this direction and so on, because this makes a lot more sense. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, first episode, not bad, not a really good start. That's all I can say. I can't say it's truly the best, but it's a good start. Like it's enough to grab me, especially for us Shenmue fans, to say like, wow, this is really good. Okay, not bad. All right, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's going forward, because if y'all played all the Shenmues, we all know what's is expected. We know what's coming. We know, okay, all right, I can't wait to see this part. I can't wait to see this scene. I definitely can't wait to see the scenes in Shenmue 2, because I ain't gonna lie, but right now we're in Shenmue 1, so the only scenes we're actually looking forward for is when he goes to the sailors. When he starts looking for the sailors, he goes to the pier, meets Guangzhong and Terry, all that. That's pretty much what we're looking for. Now when we get to Shenmue 2, because as you can see in the credits, we get to see Ren, we see Joy. I was like, damn. And then pretty much, of course, in the anime, we get to see the envelope that Ine-san gives to Ryo, Yandazu, which that's a perfect reference to Shenmue 2. You don't meet Yandazu until you get to Shenmue 2. Because he doesn't meet Yandazu in Yosohaka, Japan. We meet Yandazu when we get to Hong Kong. Because that's when, that's the next destination where Ryo goes to find Land D. Because Land D, throughout this whole time when he was in Japan, he was still in Japan, but couldn't find him. But he missed them, as he already took the boat all the way to Hong Kong. So definitely really, really, really good. Not bad. My thoughts on scores to this episode, I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. Good start. Good pacing of it. I mean, just a typical beginning. I mean, it's only the beginning. We just have to go forward and see how it goes. I heard how many episodes is gonna be. The last time I looked at it, was like 13 episodes, but I heard it's gonna be 21. So we got pretty much half an episode, I guess. So we don't know how this is gonna be. The first we already know that season 2 is definitely gonna be Shenmue 2, and because season 1, it makes sense that season 1 is gonna be the whole Yosohaka trying to find the trails of Land D, and because we don't get a better understanding about we get a somewhat of understanding of the Chuyo men, the Chinese mafia, in part 1, but not as much as we get to part 2, and then we get even more in depth and realize that there's more of, we start seeing other people and the Chuyo men in part 3. And pretty much, if I could tell you my thoughts on Shenmue 3, Shenmue 3 is, I have to say, is like pretty much one of the worst installments I've ever played, really. I mean, a lot of it has to do because of the battle gameplay, but story-wise, I was actually excited to continue the story. But for me, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty disappointed. I get it. I can't blame for, because this was off of Kickstarter, and we all donated as much money as we can to the project, so that way the game could be as successful as much. And the game did sell and made its sale, but not as big as it is, because the game has been away for like a decade now. Like, no one doesn't even, when Shenmue 3 came out, no one didn't even know anything about the game, because the game was in the early 2000s when Shenmue 2 came out, and then the game was beaten, found out the game was canceled, and then here we are, we're in the late 2000s, in 2022, which the game came out, I'll say what game Shenmue 3 came out when 2019, I believe it was. Yeah, it was 2019 when the game came out, and yeah, and no, I was not surprised that of the sales that I got, because no one knows anything about Shenmue. Like, and I could tell people about it, like what's Shenmue, and but so it makes sense that they make an anime. They took the money that they made, the sales they have, and just made an anime for it. So that way they can grow their audience, because they can't make a Shenmue 4 without a proper story, and especially when they remastered Shenmue 1 and 2, which pretty much before Shenmue 3 came out, you want people to actually know the story, like, because the game can't go anywhere without an audience. It is what it. That's just part of the business. But I'm really excited for this anime. I'm really definitely looking forward to this anime. I really want to see this anime be successful as it is, so that way they can make more installments, so we can finally end this story. I really want to see the fight between Ryo versus Lan Di. Like, let's get this going, Sega. Right, Yu Suzuki, very. The Yu Suzuki, I mean, I know, come on, man. We gotta get this game finished, man. Alright, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the anime. It's too early to tell where it's going, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing other parts of the game that I'm actually looking forward to, and we just go from there. But yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and tell me what did y'all think about the first episode of Shenmue. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let's have a conversation. Hit the comments below. Definitely, I'll see y'all on episode 2. All right, take it easy.